Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year all our troubles will be out of sight. This is Playton Ponder's Christmas Eve Spectacular. It's Playton Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton. It is Christmas Eve and it is spectacular. It's like it's like extravaganza.
You know what it sounds like? It almost sounds like a Hallmark movie.
It is a little bit of a Hallmark movie. Trust me, it's low enough. You always question.
Because even last show, it was too loud and I couldn't hear you
wasn't
talking.
too loud.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I think we should ask our audience. Maybe I don't know, maybe the people in Amsterdam.
Everyone loves the musica that I play. Oh my gosh.
Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Whoa, that was loud in my ear.
All I got to say is it is Christmas time in Southern California, which is supposed to be sunny 72 and palm trees, but it's far from that today. Tell us about how this day started for us today. Man. What time?
Okay.
Etc.
Yes. So if you live in Southern California, then you know that we are having a deluge of rain. And it is typically 75 and sunny. And almost every Christmas, it is 75 and sunny. And every few years, we actually get this rain and cold. And unfortunately, 2025 is that year. And we are expecting to see, I think, 4.5 inches in the next couple days. And I'm telling you, we already got a bunch of it today. And we were up at 3:30, 4 a.m. this morning because we have a leak in our ceiling, in our bedroom, on the bed, my side of the bed.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
The side of the bed
sucks.
where, it's good for me that it's not on my side of the bed, but it's also bad for me because it's not on my side of the bed. So I'm not sure exactly where I sort of root for that situation other than it's on the wrong side of the bed no matter what side of the bed it's on.
No matter what. I'm not sure where I'm sleeping tonight. I might be sleeping with our daughter. I don't know what to do because the mattress is wet, the pillows are wet, the comforter is wet. We were able to move the bed away from where it is coming out of the ceiling. And it's not like a persistent
We were able to do that because we waited for our son to wake up.
At 1?
No, I think 12:30. And he was like, oh my God, I have to do this really quick with you guys because I have to get to the gym before it closes at 2. So why not set an alarm?
I don't know. So, that was how we started the morning. And there's just been a barrage of annoyingness. And I don't even need to go into it. Although I will tell you, I ordered a gift for Dylan from Farfetch and some people who shop regularly.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, it's an online site and they have a bunch of real retailers from across the world, from France and from Italy and from Spain, and it's the same goods. So I bought him a pair of Golden Goose.
And why'd you buy him a pair of Golden Goose?
Well, because he asked for it.
But what's the occasion?
Well, it is for his birthday. In all fairness, it is for his birthday.
I thought there was a special holiday today.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Yes, it's Christmas Eve extravaganza.
Okay, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to the Christmas Eve stuff and how our children are slightly infringing on our lives. And I can't say that too loudly because they're downstairs, but they're definitely the Grinches that stole Christmas.
It sort of felt like I was infringing on your life today too, a little bit.
Okay, so the rain. And so I had an appointment that I had to go to. I had to go get an ultrasound follow-up from my mammogram, and they didn't have the doctor's orders. So that was really annoying after I was up at 3 a.m. from the rain. And then as I was sitting in the waiting room, going back to this Farfetch, I got Dylan these Golden Gooses. I ordered 2 pairs for him because I wanted him to select the pair that he wanted. So I went to return the pair that he is not keeping. And for Farfetch, on some of these online retailers, you arrange for a courier to pick up the package to then send it back. So the courier, who is FedEx, came yesterday. It picked up the package, and I'm assuming that it is going back to Italy, which is where it's supposed to go.
Is that where Golden Goose is made?
No. But this
what
happens,
is in Italy?
This is just it's Farfetch is almost, I think the best way I can equate it to people in LA who aren't necessarily the most familiar with shopping is Farfetch is a little bit like Fred Siegel, where you have a bunch of different kind of retailers that all congregate in one. Okay, so so anyways.
Well, what's amazing about Italy right now? It's Christmas already in Italy. In Italy, it's Christmas. Christmas. That means more Chris in Spanish. Christmas.
Okay, I'm going to finish this story. This is going to be the longest episode because every time you're just going to keep throwing in that little music chant. Okay, so I get a call, and it's from the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. And I don't know why I decided to pick it up. It's a good thing that I did, because my package...
It's a swanky resort.
For Farfetch that was picked up by the FedEx courier that it was arranged by Farfetch ended up in Naples, Florida, instead of Naples, Italy.
And why at a Ritz-Carlton and not some dressed down Motel 6 or something?
I did wonder that, and I'm so glad they called me, but it's just an annoyance, and now they have to send it back to me, and then I had to call Farfetch, and they're like, well, we have no record of your return or your purchase. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's just been a little bit of an annoyance kind of all day, and then,
By the way, but can we also throw in there that, getting golden gooses for our kids is not like a daily occurrence. This is a special occasion, and I don't want to sound like we're sort of snobby shoe people.
I am.
Well, you are, but I'm not. I could wear the same sneakers for 5 years.
I'm actually going to call you out because until recently you had 2 pairs of golden gooses that you loved.
I did, but I guess
I'm calling
I don't
you out.
know.
Don't
I don't
me.
need that.
Don't make me out to be that person. Your daughter's a shoe snob
I
too.
know. But we,
okay,
whatever.
It was for his birthday, which is coming up, and okay. The point is that it is Christmas Eve, and I'm super excited to celebrate Christmas Eve with my children. We have a tradition. We're going to go out to dinner tonight, and then after dinner, we go to our friend's house who always does Christmas Eve, and we play Christmas games, and we sing Christmas music, and there's an ornament exchange, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, in the family,
I have the best ornaments. I'm very excited about it.
I know you do. And oh my God, she wanted to go to the store to get another ornament. And I was like,
why?
No, because she wants to do for the ornament exchange. And I'm like, just trust me. Trust me. You're good. I promise you're good. I think maybe she heeded my advice. But going back to her, I really want to celebrate Christmas Eve, and I want to open up like 1 or 2 gifts. You know what? No. Scrooge says no. We have to do it tomorrow.
I know, but we do have to do Secret Santa tonight.
I know, but I wanted to open up.
Besides, it's also it's isn't it Christmas somewhere right now? Like, doesn't that count? It's sort of like it's 5:00 somewhere. It's Christmas somewhere.
Well, my sister's in London, and she celebrated Christmas Eve already. Because it's 10:38.
Yeah,
yes, it is 10:38.
Yes, it's Christmas Eve. I'm talking about Christmas.
Oh, in Montreal, it's Christmas Eve. It's 5:38.
Yeah, you are very good at telling time with the world time zone. Congratulations.
Okay, now I've got another time issue. Do you want to hear the time issue? This is a longer story.
Okay.
So last night, we were invited to see a screening.
Wait, just really quick before we go off of the day that started. Okay, so what time did we get up this morning?
3:30.
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning. We had the leak. You had the...
I've had 2 cups of coffee and a Coke Zero.
Right, and then we had pouring rain all day.
It almost sounded like you were saying we had porn.
No, we didn't have pouring rain all day. Whatever, the kids slept until 12:30. Because
that's what you do.
That's what they do. What else? I think, the dog's been behaving. He's got his little Christmas sweater on, so that's good.
So
okay,
handsome.
So let's talk about last night then, because that's an interesting topic.
Well, it's a time topic, and we will explain. We were invited to a screening of Avatar 3 at IMAX Studios. And that's through your work. And we do get invited to these periodically. And it's a really exciting thing because it is a super cool movie theater to see. This was 3D. You know, the seats kind of move. You get candy. It's just, I don't know. It's a really fun experience.
It's cool because I had the pleasure of working on a movie sort of remotely with Chris Nolan. It was a Johnny Depp movie called Transcendence. And then we did a Terminator movie with Jim Cameron, which was really cool. So yeah, to go see the latest Avatar, where they do the mixing and all that kind of stuff there at headquarters in Playa Vista was sort of it was something that we were pretty pumped up about. And, we brought Dylan along and one of his friends, and tell us more.
Well, I've never seen the first two Avatars.
Right.
And here's what I'm going to say. I think it's okay. You don't need to see the first two Avatars. If you go online and you Google recap of Avatar 1 and 2, there's a YouTube that I think is 9 minutes long. We watched it, and I felt sufficiently prepared for last night's screening.
Yes.
And you watched it too, so it was a good little recap for you.
Yeah, and as crazy as it sounds, I only saw the first one, which was in 2009. Then there was the other one that I never saw. Which was 2022 maybe.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
I mean, these are the highest grossing movies of all time. So a lot of people have seen them, and it's sort of interesting to have missed one.
Sure. So I missed two. So we go to see it, and it is a long movie. It is over 3 hours.
Well, first of all, how did it kick off?
Oh yeah, awesome, amaze balls, like. Oh my gosh. So there was, I guess, was it 6 minutes?
Yeah, there was a couple of Chris Nolan's team there last night, and they screened 6 minutes of
The Odyssey
with prior, which was
with Matt Damon, which is actually really interesting because here's just a little factoid
Matt
for
Damon
you.
wasn't there, but I mean,
no, he wasn't there. But do you know that Matt Damon was actually offered the role, the main role in Avatar? That went.
I think I knew that Sam Worthington's role.
Yeah. He was supposed to play Jake Sully, and to this day, he says it's one of his biggest regrets. So it's just sort of interesting, I guess, ironically, that we saw the 6 minute opening to the Odyssey, and it looks so good.
Yeah, there's discussion. I mean, not to get into the film weeds, because we'll talk about stuff that is just sort of fun about this film. But the Odyssey, if you had read Homer's famous Iliad and Odyssey, this is the adaptation of the Odyssey, and the opening of the film, I think, and I got to read into it more, starts with this 6 minutes, and this 6 minutes is the entrance of the Trojan horse behind the walls, and essentially how you see all these guys in a very dark, contained area. You have no idea where they are, what they're doing, and it turns out they're inside that horse, and who knows how long they've been in that horse together. But they're waiting for that horse to get delivered inside of the wall and wait until everybody's put their guard down, and then suddenly we know the rest of the story. But it is fantastic to watch. I'm pretty pumped up. That's going to be next summer. So
100%. I mean, mouth agape. And Dylan, his friend Jake, you and I all kind of looked at each other like, oh my God, this is really good.
Yeah. Shout out to Jake Gallo for showing up with us last night. He had a lot of fun, and it was a hoot talking about the movie afterwards. So go on to the time situation.
So now Avatar starts, and it is a beautiful, it's stunning. It's visually just so interesting with the colors, and especially when you see it in 3D. Don't you agree?
Oh, I mean, it's a technological marvel. It's a filmmaking marvel. It's all the marvels. It's just... Even
the concept is just beyond me. I have no idea how... Did James Cameron come up with the concept?
I believe he built that whole world, that whole universe.
It is crazy, to even think about some of these characters. And we're not going to ruin the movie, although we are going to be talking about it. So if you want to see it, I guess, spoiler alert, maybe? I don't know. We're not going to really ruin it. No, but we're just going to talk about some of the themes. But in any case, there are these big...
And the themes are shared by all three movies,
but there are these creatures that look like, I don't know, they kind of look like whales, right? They kind of look like
Right.
they kind of look like rocks. They kind of look like what else? What did I call
Manatees,
them?
meet whales, probably.
And they're huge, and they're supposed to be like the spiritual Mother Earth's like
well, there's
know.
a
Like,
big.
I don't even know how you think they thought of it.
So thematically,
okay, I want to go back. So
okay.
The movie starts at like 6-ish, and we're watching, and it's beautiful. It's I don't want to say it's slow, but there's a lot that happens. And I look at my phone.
The setup, the first act setup.
The first act setup, and I look at my phone, thinking, "Oh my God, that has just been 2 hours." And I look at my phone, and it's like 7:11, and I'm like, "Oh crap, we have another 2 hours of this."
Yeah, I think at 7-Eleven that would have been 1 hour, and I believe the running time is 3 hours and 15 minutes. So
I
know, it's interesting.
I knew that I had a long time.
Well, you think about like the last time you actually sat through something that was 3 hours and 15 minutes without looking at your phone.
Yeah, I clearly couldn't do it.
I mean, this was like, it reminded me, Excalibur growing up as a kid. They had that intermission in the middle of the movie. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I think I'm dating myself, but
wait, Excalibur, where they fight?
It was a movie called Excalibur. I can't remember much about it other than it was it was like 3 hours and 15 minutes and had a intermission in the middle of it.
No, gracias. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, so then I think you tap me at some point now into the end of the second act, and you're like, "What time is it?" And I flip over my phone, and it's only 8:00, and you're like, "Oh my God, we have another hour." And I'm sitting there going, "Oh no, I'm already 2 hours now behind where you are right now."
Yeah, and I don't want to make it sound like it's not a good movie.
It's
I think
really
it's
good.
just more about us. We haven't sat through. I mean, I'm in the movie business, and I really like 90-minute, 100-minute movies. Like, I think it's a smart place to be in terms of like making something that has a good return on investment, because you can get a lot of show times in. I think people's attention spans are valuable and limited, and you need to take that into consideration. Now, if you're Jim Cameron, one of the greatest filmmakers on earth, I think it's viable to think that you can hold people's attention for 3 hours and 15 minutes because he is one of the kings.
And I don't want to poop on this parade, because it really is a great movie, and I'm really glad that we saw it. I'm just saying, I have a problem with attention span for 3 hours plus. How does a teenager?
Well, I'm going to give applause to the one thing that I was really, really excited about.
The candy?
That I achieved last night.
Oh, I know what you're going to do. I know.
I actually took a pee before we went in, did my essentially getting on a plane routine of like peeing a few times
and
in
we've
the
talked
hours
about this
before getting on.
Yeah.
And I did it last night, and I got through the whole movie without having to go take a pee.
And you even got through the car ride home and stopping for gas. I feel...
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you've trained your prostate. And your bladder.
No, either that, or maybe heaven forbid, I got a kidney stone because I dehydrated myself.
No,
I don't know.
Don't say that. Take it out of the universe. Kidding. Knock on wood.
All right, knock on wood. But no, I do like to stay hydrated. But last night I really focused in case we were in the middle of the row. I did not want to be that guy. Although we did have that guy a couple times.
We did. It was kind of annoying, but the way the theater is set up, there's definitely sufficient space, so I didn't have to cram my legs up to my chest. He walked right by. I mean, it's a really lovely theater. I'm telling you, those seats are super comfortable.
I would say it's probably the best.
We took my dad to see F1 there, and it was amazing. And we were actually sitting in the front row of the theater, which I think at first I was a little nervous, like, oh God, is Dad going to like stroke out, because there's a lot of noise and a lot of lights. But ultimately you felt like you were in the race car with Brad Pitt because of the way the theater is set up. And even last night with the way the theater is set up, again, it's such a great way to see a movie. And I know we're really lucky to have that. And I'm really grateful.
Just a setup for people that aren't in the movie business. There are certain theaters around town that are set up for mixing and for playback, for directors to sort of work out the kinks when they're looking at it on a real live screen. IMAX Corporation has a headquarters in Playa Vista. They have 4 different mixing screening rooms where I believe they all have maybe something like, I don't know, 70 seats or something, but they are the tallest, highest IMAX screens, the craziest, sound quality, all the different bells and whistles. And, when they're not using it for mixing, they'll have these friends and family screenings. So you get to see it the same way the director's looking at it when they're mixing. So it's really cool. And then every once in a while you run into some interesting people that are on the teams of these films and whatever. And of course, you definitely don't leave early.
No.
If you don't like the movie, you got to sit through it, because it's not like going to a premiere, but you never know who's in the audience with you. So anyway, it's a fun thing to do. And
I think it's a hit. I mean, from what I've read, it's Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is the it's the third movie,
right?
And it opened with $345 million in worldwide sales.
Yeah, it did well. I mean, China's box office is not going to do what everybody was hoping. I mean, the last two did roughly 250 million just in that market. This one's sort of it looks like it's on the same trajectory as Iron Man 3. We did about 125, so half that, although that was back in 2012. I would say that if the second Avatar came out around a time that didn't have tensions between the U.S. and China, nor COVID issues around 2022 still happening in China, that movie probably would have done more like $500 million in that market, but it did half that. So this one is going to be seen as a disappointment in that market, but honestly, we've been losing that market left and right. It's no longer the golden goose of Hollywood, no pun intended. But what'd you think of some of the themes? Because it was the first Avatar movie you saw. Like, what are some of the themes that you thought were interesting in that movie?
Okay, well, you have this concept of colonialism. You have this concept of, humans destroying the environment.
Yeah, Mother Earth.
There are concepts of good versus evil. So in this new movie, I guess there's different tribes of avatars, and we're introduced to the Ash tribe. Again, I'm not.
Those
ruining...
aren't the avatars. Those you're talking about they're the tribes. The tribes on the indigenous people are divided into tribes, and there's the fire.
They're called the Ash,
and they're
people.
Sort of evil. I mean, there's a
oh my god, there is a character,
female character that
bitch.
She is a bitch.
I mean, she's like a crazy bitch.
Yeah,
and even I'm saying that.
I know, and yes. Although there were times where I was like, "Ooh, that reminds me of Jen last time she was really mad at me."
All the avatars they've got rockin' bodies.
They do. They have that. It's sort of like a Michael Phelps.
I was just gonna say that
like
it's almost like a swimmer's body, because it's really tall and lean, and the girls, their bodies, their stomachs are totally flat even after multiple children.
Yeah.
Just like mine, right?
Yeah, they're not super curvy.
Not super curvy. They don't really have boobs.
No, because they have to be fast and lean and swim well and all that kind of stuff.
And they all kind of have long hair, because men and women.
Well, because they have that weird sort of tentacle thing like that pops out.
It's kind of, yeah. So it's almost,
I forgot what they call it.
I forget what it's called, but it's almost like a braid. And the braid has like octopus little arms and I don't know, like jellyfish little hands that you can attach to different things to either, gather light or to gather energy, or I don't know. But it's really interesting. There's really not like much sexuality that's discussed. Like there's not like a they them character. It's really predominantly male female.
Yeah, I don't think that planet has they them.
I don't know.
There were some sexual innuendos with our evil character and sort of our antagonist character, but it's pretty asexual, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, again, I did a little bit of research just because I hadn't seen the first two, so I wanted to go in with somewhat of an understanding. But this film really concentrates on what they call the sky people, right? And that's the humans. And there is a human,
the colonists,
right? But there's a human character who's predominantly in the entire film, and his name is Spider.
Yes. He looks like
the guy from Blue Lagoon.
The guy from Blue Lagoon,
Mixed-
exactly. What was
mixed
that
with,
guy's name?
I forget.
Brooke
but he,
Shields? No,
no, that's
that's
Brooke
the one we
Shields.
remember. Yes.
But he also looks like the guy from the Blue Lagoon meets
And-
a young Ryan Reynolds.
And
Greatest American Hero?
Greatest American Hero.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, my cousin and I used to watch that show when we were younger. Believe it or not,
Yep.
I'm walking on air.
So all right, so that's Avatar. We don't need to. A lot of people are going to go see that. In
Go
fact,
see it. It's beautiful, but I'm warning you, it is 3+ hours.
It
and
is.
if you are like me, who I guess now has limited attention span, thank you Instagram, thank you iPhone, thank
Mm-hmm.
you all of the platforms that I spend time on. It just know that you may have a hard time sitting through it.
Well, and one of the fun things we get to do too, just because I'm not an Academy voter. That's just too cool
Are
for
you
me.
about to
But
brag?
no, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
are.
voter in some things, and we get the screeners. So we're gonna watch the Leo movie. I want to watch the Chalamet movie.
Oh,
the
what was that
Jesse
called?
Plemons movie.
The Chalamet movie, he's a ping pong player.
Yeah, he's the ping pong player. That's supposed to be really good. I'm excited about that. I might check out Demon Slayer just to see what all the hype was on that. But anyway, that's the movie business. We don't want to be treading too much on that because I know people get a little perturbed at Hollywood's full of it kind of stuff. So anyway, we shout out to Hollywood because I work in it, but
No,
shout
thank
out
you.
to not talking about Hollywood all the time. So can I jump to something else? Because
Are you
we
gonna
did
talk about Epstein
Yes, we
again?
did it. We did an episode about incompetence and conspiracies and everything else. And first of all, shout out for Brown University in Providence getting rid of their head of security because heads needed to fall. So
Weren't there reports?
I don't wish
that.
that on anybody, but I will tell you that had to happen because that was just Confederacy of dunces.
And there were reports, right, that they knew that they received reports before
Yeah.
the shooting that there was somebody who was creeping around.
Yeah, it
and-
was a janitor that multiple times I think mentioned that there is somebody they need to look into that was looking very suspicious. And guess what?
Well, yeah, and
They
that,
did not. And guess what? Which is way worse than a sad trombone is that people died. And
they were hurt, and it's a terrifying
yes.
a terrifying event that has really rocked that community, and not just the college community, but also Providence.
Yeah, it just shakes people to the core. There's as we discussed, we have some personal relationships involved with that scenario, so it feels a little close to home, and it's just hopefully something like that never happens again, and the families involved can get through it.
Okay, but
so,
let's go to Epstein because just this
God.
morning, now it wasn't at 3:30 when we woke up, but I think it was at like 5:30 where there was some news release that there's 1 million more files that are being released that they found, that the DOJ found. Were they like hiding under a rock? Were they in a box? Like, what do you mean they just found them?
I'm going to give some advice based on what I've been seeing here.
Incompetence does not pay.
Everyone involved with the Epstein investigation, disclosure of documents, etc., needs to focus on the victims, the women victims, the victims who have been terrorized by this, not only when it actually happened, whether it was in the 90s or the 2000s, but have been victimized ever since for talking about it, coming out about it. Those are the victims. Let's stop with the BS and focus on helping them, not helping your brethren, billionaires or politicians or whatever it is. Thank you.
Thank you for that public service announcement, Chris Fenton.
Yes. And let's focus on trying to get people to believe in the system that is supposed to be working for
But
us.
how can you? And I'm just going to come about it from a woman who is watching the way this is unfolding, saying, how can you believe in the system when you have a president who's sitting there saying, oh, it's not a big deal, let's stop talking about it? It is a big deal. It was a big deal back then, and it's a big deal and it's a big deal now. And it's offensive.
Well, it's not only okay, first of all, I believe the statute of limitations has been removed in California for sexual abuse and sexual harassment, right? Isn't that the case? Where kids that something happens to them in school, they can
schools,
sue.
Yes, you have a longer statute of limitations that you can, because sometimes you repress the memory and you don't think about it for years to come. And they have now, as you've mentioned, they've pulled back the statute of limitations to allow victims to come forward in a longer duration of time.
Exactly. So given this type of crime, first of all, this whole idea, it happened in the 2000s. It happened in the 2010, so long ago or whatever, enough of that. Like, people are affected drastically for what happened to them for decades. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is what we're seeing is a lot of people in very influential positions that are parts of the infrastructure of our system that are highly compromised and know they're highly compromised because they know that lots of people inside that system are aware of the misdeeds, the evil, the laws that were broken because of whether it was a honeypot, they were blackmailed and trapped into it, whatever it is. The bottom line is they did something wrong and they know it, and they know they're compromised because of it, and they're making decisions based on what's best for this country, given the fact that they're compromised, and their conflicts of interest because of that probably have nothing to do with helping our nation, helping people that they're supposed to be helping. It's just helping themselves and helping that bubble of people that are all trying to protect themselves. It's a terrible situation. That's where my issue is, right? So focus on the victims, the real victims, the females that were harassed and sexually abused and raped and everything else, and focus on cleaning up a system that is highly compromised until all of this transparency finally gets seen.
Well, how about, was it yesterday, the postcard to the Michigan State gymnastics coach that apparently Jeffrey Epstein wrote to this coach saying, don't worry, Mr. President and I like the young girls too. But what perplexes me is it was postmarked 2 days after his alleged suicide.
Yeah, there's a lot. So the DOJ is saying it was fake. It's not accurate. Then people are like, well, why did you why was it part of the files? Well, because we're supposed to, disclose everything, whatever it is. I think what's more nefarious or pernicious is the fact that somebody did do that postcard, and, what was the purpose of it? To try to lead the scent back to maybe he actually did commit suicide, and lead the scent back to President Trump as being just as terrible as Nasser Epstein. I mean, whether that's the case or not, I don't know. But, it just feels like there was a major agenda in that postcard, even if it was fake. So anyway, that's just one of the many weird things that have been coming out that are essentially opening up everybody's minds and eyes to the fact that this system has been severely corrupted by compromise.
Will there be accountability any place? Because it feels like the system, the DOJ, they're not going to be accountable. They just keep screwing up and going back to your incompetence. It seems like the people who allegedly, because I'm going to say that you are innocent until proven guilty, although there's so much evidence to the contrary, are any of those people going to be held responsible for the acts that they did while on Lolita Express or at Jeffrey's Island? Like, where is the accountability here? How about that it's taken this long for anything to be released?
You know what I'm going to do?
Oh, are you taking us out?
I am going to make a wish to Santa on Christmas Eve on behalf of both of us based on what you just said, which is, Santa, will you please bring accountability to the system, to the people in the system? Will you please find those responsible and create repercussions for their misdeeds and their massive conflicts of interest in representing the people of the United States of America and for the betterment of the world? Santa, transparency and accountability. That is what we were wishing for. Don't you think that's right, Jen?
I do. I like that. Merry Christmas. Are we saying goodbye?
I think what would you like to say to everybody on the final minute of our Christmas extravaganza?
Well, I do also want to say you keep cutting us off very abruptly in these conversations.
Well,
I'm noticing that, like, I want to talk more, and you're like, okay, we're out.
well, I'm a little nervous after last night where we outplay people's attention spans.
Okay, fair. All right, then to that extent, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. If you don't celebrate, I hope you spend time with family and friends and just enjoy this season.
And I hope I find some mistletoe that you're standing under.
Aww.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Until next time, please follow, review, engage, enjoy, and download.
Bye.
It's Plate and Ponder. Bye-bye.